to Wargaming World, and I wanted to do a very brief painting tutorial, but I wanted to do it with a little bit of a difference and really start halfway through. And I want to show you for one key reason, and something which I think might be useful for all of us who are moderate painters, and something to give us a bit of a lift halfway through. Now I'm painting Crusader miniatures, and they're really good figures. I really like them, and the figures themselves are 1940 Germans, so they're relatively easy to paint. It's not particularly difficult, but I've got about 40 odd figures here, and after a while it gets a little monotonous. So I want to show you one thing that I do halfway through, which really helps me with the process. So you can see here that I've done the basics, nothing more than that. So we've got trousers, boots, jacket, we've got rifle, helmet, flesh tones, and on the back there we've got gas canister, water bottle, etc. Nothing particularly startling. Now at this point there's absolutely loads to do, and with having 40 odd figures and maybe painting for a couple of hours at a time, you get to a point where you're feeling that it's really getting quite monotonous in what we're doing. Now the temptation then would either to be rush it or not put the full effort in. But one thing that really helps me at this point is to add a wash. Now I could add a wash on each particular colour and take the time with that, but that's not what I really want to do. At this stage I put on military shader and put it right across all of the figure, which means I can then add the detail and highlights, and then I can put the wash on to each particular colour afterwards. But this makes a massive difference, and hopefully I'm going to show you how. So this is the figure we had a moment ago, and there's nothing delicate about this. This is very simply rush job all the way through to cover the figure. The entire thing, very basic and very rough and ready. Taking approximately 15-20 seconds. And so 5 minutes later you can see that the shader has certainly got it to a point where you can begin to see how the whole thing finishes. So the whole objective of trying to do this in the middle is, as I say originally, is it begins to really look like where you want this to get to. And you're going to paint over all of the original colours, you're going to highlight it, and then add washes specific to each colour. However, it really helps. This is the one output really for me, is that it really helps me to think, actually I'm closer to the finish than I am to the start. And I'd really recommend the military shader to do that. Thanks for watching.